Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. After doing a video on the Tithi Pravesha chart and after I generated all the 120 years each year, what is the Tithi Pravesha starting time, the time at which the Tithi Pravesha happens, then I thought, how does this particular annual chart of any specific year, how do we read it? One aspect is for Tajaka charts, we use what are called Sahams. So Sahams can also be used for any annual chart. They can be used for even the birth chart itself. So that led me to create an Excel file for reading Sahams. So what are exactly Sahams? See, the Sahams are specific points in the zodiac that signify various life matters. They act like sensitive points that can be activated by transits or planetary positions in the annual charts. So we have multiple Sahams there. See, these are used to predict specific events and outcomes in a person's life, such as marriage. So marriage, we have the Vivaga Saham. It would be, see, Vivaga Saham is there. We have the Punya Saham is the most important. That tells you about what is in store for the year or for the native in general. So that's very important. Kali Saham can create havoc. There are some negative Sahams which could be Roga Saham can give trouble. So some Sahams if transited by negative planets, malefics, they can give trouble. I mean, it depends upon a interrelationship of these Sahams as well as the transits and the annual chart if you are going to go by the annual charts. See, these you can predict maybe marriage, the foreign travels, financial gains, etc. All this is there's a paradesa Saham, paradhara Saham. All that can be very helpful for us to predict things. So let us get into that. This origin of this Saham, while the sources we are not very clear, it looks like the Arabian parts in Western astrology has this connection. So it is our in Tajaka charts from Nilakanta, we see all this described. Of course, let us see how these calculations are done. The seconds, the formula, let us get to plunge into it. As before, I have given the DOB input. Let me tell you what is that. I see I gave my own chart, just not displayed that. And for each year, for 120 years after my birth, I had already run the the Tithi Pravesha chart. I had already told you how to run that for 120 years. And I got for each year, when the Tithi Pravesha happens, what is the time, and then I put it for my birth location, and therefore I know the date and time for each year when the Tithi Pravesha happens. Because you can read it for any other annual chart, but I am reading it for the Tithi Pravesha chart here. So that way I included everything in addition to, because you can pull all, I think it is wrongly copied here. Okay, let me do that here. I think it has messed up again here. I think I copied the wrong data here. There you have all my yearly dates when the Tithi Pravesha happened. And here I have created two sheets, one called Natal Saham and another called Transit Saham. Basically, they are copies of the same. You'll have to pull what you want is as natal, and you have to pull in the transit similarly what you want it as transit. And from the DOB input sheet, it pulls all these tables are created both for the cusp as well as the body. Of course, the cusp is irrelevant, just for the namesake we have it. And then let me describe to you how these Sahams are, this Punya Saham, Vidya Saham are calculated. See, each of them are based upon, say, moon's longitude here, and you have the sun's longitude there. And sometimes, so depending upon if it is a day birth or a night birth, they basically get interchanged. A becomes B, B becomes A. So A naught instead of A naught, A is basically A naught sometimes and sometimes B naught. So it depends upon if it is a day birth, you just take it as A naught. If it is a night birth, it is B naught. So that way you have the A, B differently. And then C is mostly the Lagna. And for some Sagams it is different. Here it is Venus for the Mitra Sagam. Here it is Sun for the Gaurava Sagam. Roga Sagam has Saturn there. Similarly, Mrityu Sagam, in here it's all Lagna. Whatever is different, I have highlighted differently. So here, depending upon if it is a day birth or night birth, the Karya Siddhi Sagam calculation is slightly different. So the ABC, A and B, as I already said, C can be, mostly it is Lagna, but it is something else for some specific Sagams. And the formula for Sagam is A minus B plus C. And sometimes you are required to add 30. When do you have to add 30? That is given here. Starting from B, if you are proceeding towards A in the zodiac direction, that is the clockwise direction, and if the C happens to be in between, then you don't have to add. If it is, if you don't find C, then you will have to add 30 degrees. So that way you will find 30 for some of them. You will not find 30 for others. So the Sagam is basically A minus B plus C, and they added 30, sometimes 0, sometimes 30 here. And then you convert it to degree star, and the meanings are given here. And the star 28 stars are given because I have a Kala Chakra chart where I map the 28 in the, just as in Jagannatha where I have the Kala Chakra chart. You can read that as well. So I have that. So I have abbreviated these Sagams because Putra Sagam, Punya Sagam, to write such big things in a chart is difficult. So the abbreviation I have put unique 2-letter for all of them. So once this is created, we can read these charts very quite powerfully. I will illustrate it how I am using it. See here I have put my date of birth. I have just hidden it. But what you can do is I have, the way I use it is view, maybe as a new window. Then you get two windows. One you can take it to, I choose the transit Sagams. Okay. So in the transit Sagam, you alone have to pull which Sagam, which year you want. So all these years in the data birth I have given the Tithi Pravesha year and time. So let me illustrate how I use it, maybe one by one. See, I was born, what maybe specific events that can, see I got married in 93, that is after my 92nd birthday and before my 93rd birthday. So 92 is what I have to check here. 92, this Tithi Pravesha happens to be at a specific time here, 4/12/92 for me. So this is the chart for the Tithi Pravesha chart. When I come here, this is the chart for my birth chart. So on the left I have the birth, on the right I have the Tithi Pravesha for the year that event happened. If I see here, Vivaga Sagam would be very relevant. And where do I have? See, you can see the abbreviations here. Vivaga Sagam I have put not VI. VI is Vidya Sagam. VV is Vivaga Sagam. Where do I find VV is here? So this has to be something relevant on that particular year. When I see here, I have the Mercury which is transiting. Is Mercury, of course, is it relevant for Vivaga Sagam? Lord is Venus, and Venus is here with Saturn, and Saturn is an important graha for marriage. Jupiter, Saturn are bigger grahas which are very important in transit. And anyway, he is of course a Yoga Karaka for this Sagam as well. But anyway, this happens to be my 7th house. If you see here, my Lagna, birth Lagna is here. And Saturn is in fact my 7th Lord. And the Vivaga Sagam Lord Venus has joined the 7th Lord in the 7th house of my natal chart. So that itself is very powerful. So that's a very powerful indication. But how does Mercury being there help? If I see here, of course, my 7th Lord is dispositor is Mercury. In the 7th Lord, I'm sorry, this is not Saturn. This should be some. This is a Sagam. This is a Sastragam. So excuse me on that. So anything connected with Mercury, in fact, Mercury happens to be my Navamsa Lord itself. The Lagna of the Navamsa, you will see it is Mercury. So Mercury is very well connected to my marriage, very strongly. So that way, I would see this Vivaga Sagam is getting initiated that year very strongly. And maybe other aspects like maybe the seventh Lord, how does it fare? Seventh Lord here also is Saturn. So Saturn joining Venus is a powerful aspect. And more than anything else, if I see here for Mars is aspecting the fourth of the Vivaga Sagam strongly. Mars is in my there. And Jupiter, in fact, was transiting my seventh, my Navamsa Lagna itself. So that way, there are multiple things that support the Vivaga Sagam. So VV is what you can use to see. Maybe I will illustrate one or two cases. I had my son born in 95, that was after my 94th birthday. So I erect here the 94th year chart. So Putra Sagam is PT. I have put is Putra, PUT is Putra PT, and PT is year. So when I see year, Putra Sagam, in fact the Putra Sagam Lord Mercury happens to be in the 5th house of my original Lagna. So it is a year, and Jupiter is transiting the 5th house, and also the Putra Sagam Lord. They are combined. So that itself is a very good indication. And of course, it is the 5th house also. So that is a strong indication. So what more you desire? Jupiter is the Karaka for children also. So that is on my 5th house and on the Putra Sagam Lord, PT Lord. So that itself is a very strong indication for childbirth. Of course, this is the Lagna that year. That Lagna itself is my 9th house. 9th is the 5th to the 5th. Very strong indications there. And of course, the moon is my Lagna Lord as well. Aspected by Jupiter again that year. So multiple indications there. But if it is going to be only for Sagam observations, then the Putra Sagam itself, what else it is, maybe the nakshatras in which the Putra Sagam happens, that can also be checked. So that also you can check. Where is my original Putra Sagam? Natal Putra Sagam. Like to see this table you can arrange as per Jagannatha Hora order, or say that order is Punya Sagam, Vidya Sagam, the way he has put it that way, as per maybe some literature. But if you want to A to Z order, you can just click on this and make it. So that way easy to identify. Here Putra Sagam I have to slowly check here, or else you can check via this Putra Sagam. You can click PT somewhere there. Okay, here it is Putra Sagam children. It is an Ardra. Okay, Ardha is Rahu star in the Vimshotri Dasha. Okay, in fact, Rahu is in the 5th house from the Putra Sagam itself. So that itself, maybe it is Rahu also is in Swati's Nakshatra, I don't know. But that year you can, it is indeed in Swati. So multiple indications for a childbirth there. So this is very true. Maybe one or two indications further, because I see this Tithi Pravesha working always powerfully correctly. And this Sagam is adding on to it is what. And natal Sagam works better for me rather than the transit Sagam. Let me take you through. Maybe I had a major shift in my job. After my 1999, I entered into a MNC company with a good pay hike and all that in 99. Let us take the Jiva Sagam and Karma Sagam maybe. Karma Sagam is K-A-E-R. Jiva Sagam is J-E-E-R for me. So let me check how the year was. The Karma Sagam Lord was there very much on the Karma Sagam itself. This is 99 after my birthday. Jupiter and Saturn both were aspecting the Karma Sagam and the Jiva Sagam. Karma Sagam Lord and the Jiva Sagam house. So this is, of course, there is a parivartana between the Jiva Sagam Lord and the Karma Sagam Lord as well. So multiple indications there. Of course, the Lagna also can be seen for all these things. There are multiple ways to read. Of course, one more illustrations I will give. I lost my father after my 2019 birthday. I think 20 birthday, yes. I lost him in 2021. Let us see anything specific there. 2021. See, Putra, the Pitru Sagam is PI. And where is my Pitru Sagam? This is Putra Sagam. Pitru Sagam is here. The Pitru Sagam Lord is Mars. And of course, let us see. It is Mars, of course, is in the 9th house that year. Of my original Lagna, as well as in my natal chart, as well as the year's chart. And the Lord of that is Nicha with Saturn in a killer house, of course, killer to me, not to my father. But then Karma Sagam also you can check. From the Karma Sagam, 8th house is fully occupied by Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter is my 9th Lord, and Saturn is a killer, 8th Lord for the Karma Sagam. So I think the Karma Sagam is strongly indicating here. So that way you can use these things very powerfully, check simultaneously both the natal chart as well as the chart of interest. In this case, I am trying to see the, not exactly the transit chart, I am checking the Varsha Tithi Pravesha chart. So this is any sheet, that's all, because you are going to choose what the year you want, and you are going to give the inputs here. So two charts simultaneously checking at different time frames will help you to gauge what's in store for you in the future as well, and you can also validate your past events. So I will share this file with you, download it, and please do comment how you are going to use it, how you are finding it. The comments would help me to further make other Excels comfortably. So definitely please do comment. Thank you very much.